maybe I can still see Allah's mercy. And they went to go and meet that scholar. I've killed 99 people. Allah's mercy. Allah is very far from you. Allah's mercy. 99. The man received that thing, but in a negative way. This one cannot solve my situation. And just decided to say, nice, let me go make it to become 100. He asked another person, I want to meet that person. Even by meeting, they will first give him a listening ears. And that is the difference between being a preacher and a counselor. We can do very fine in preaching, but when it comes to counseling, we see that it's a different ball game entirely. When we talk about preaching, preaching speaks to people because you stand in front of many people and you discuss, you mention things with them, and they will pick the message. But counseling speaks with. For some people that have gone through English, you know that speaks to and speak with, there are different things. So as a counselor, we speak with our clients. Someone gives answers. This is what Allah says. This is what you must do. This is how you're going to do it. But counseling helps to discover answers. As a counselor, we need these skills for us. And like I commented yesterday, when we keep on practicing it one after the other, it will be something that will be at our fingertips. Someone addresses a crowd, but counseling, that's what counseling. Counseling addresses individuals because it is one-on-one session with your clients, except we are having a couple's modern realities of counseling. Today's counselors, we encounter different things that people bring to us. They come to us with marital instability. My home is this, my home is that. They come to us when people feel depressed. Depression is real. Depression is real. When the man mentioned that in the other time, that somebody drove a very beautiful car to Tomiland Bridge, I quickly remember that story. How could somebody just wake up in the morning, drive very beautiful car, and go straight, I can see from here, and go straight to the Tomiland Bridge to make an attempt to jump into the bridge and into the river? So it means people go through a lot in their mind. Social media addiction, that one is even more common these days, because everything we do daily, we have attached them to our gadgets. Although it is good for us to move from analog to digital because it makes things easier, but we have been so accustomed to it that even in our house, a young parent that is still breeding up a 1-year-old, 2-year-old baby, and in the house, the other is pressing phone, the wife is pressing phone, is there. And even from curtains, we see that there is no interaction between ourselves and the parent until they try to force down, maybe from the back or from where they just get themselves, oh, my baby, because they are busy with the social media. Anxiety. There are so many people that have that issue in their life. They are always very anxious. They are always getting too much attracted to something that this is going to happen. How will I solve it? Those people, when you are traveling in the car and there is just a simple thing going on in the car, they just shout immediately. I was going to campus one day, and I took the public transport, and the brake of the vehicle malfunctioned. But as all of us are explaining, we know that the driver is trying to salvage the situation. So we've seen it, and we decide to come. But when the girl in the front, seated beside the driver, realized that something is going on, she just shouted, and all the people that are behind her joined in shouting, and the car is still moving. Do you want to jump out of the window? So people comes with us with this. And another one that is silently going on is pornography addiction. Pornography addiction. That is why there is always parental guidance when it comes to some usage of some sites. But as parents, we are the one that even buy the phone. We are the one that even open the email. We will lie when we are opening the email, because the Gmail that we are going to open will have certain age before they can open the Gmail. But we will lie to them and give them a wrong age, and yet they will now use that email we have opened to them to be viewing so many things. I was watching one video on the Facebook sometime, and I saw a baby, not a baby, but a toddler around 4, 6, 7 years of age, because the boy had known the behavior of the parents, that every night they will just open the door like this. Are you sleeping? Then they will go back. The boy just glued the phone behind the door. So when they open the door, he was sleeping. When they close the door, if they are bad, then the video you see there is looking at behind the door. So this is also something that is going on a lot. We have an issue in our apartment, and we are discussing, and I got to know that we have some of our foreign level students that are lesbian with lecturers. But the thing did not start today. It must have started when, maybe if just from home, maybe when they entered on the level, they were introduced to all these things. But parents, people that are leaders, how do we find a way to help them? Some of them will be bold enough to come up and walk up to us. I'm going through this. There was one of our students then. I just came to my office, and from our lecturer, my guy here, you know that when you are dealing with students, you don't close the door of your office, because there are several that can even go on. People that you don't know you have offended, they be looking for something to just hang you on. So that day, because the door was already open, she just entered and she sat down in my front. And she started crying. When she started crying, what I was doing on my laptop, I just stopped, closed it, and I was just looking at her. After I realized that she has finished crying, then I gave her, was it a catch or tissue that I gave her that day to just wipe the face. Then now let's talk. What happened? The first thing she said was that I was not the first thing she would come and meet. That she had gone to meet a female lecturer. But when she started crying for the lecturer, that lecturer sent her out. But because I just gave her an handkerchief to wipe up the tears, then she stood there for almost 1 hour discussing certain things that I never even believed she might have gone through in her life. Some of those things were not things I can solve. So I had to listen to her and find a way to refer to somebody that could help her. Today, she still make contact with me, thanking for that just rapport building, safe environment, giving her the safe, because I wanted to solve the situation for her. I only gave her an environment to express herself. So when they come, they need an atmosphere that will be created by us as a counselor, as a leader, that will make them feel relaxed that yes, where they are, they will be able to at least get something that will lead to the solution. So we need to start with a smile. We need to give them a reception, offer them a seat, seek after their welfare. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Don't worry. Just calm down. I can understand everything you want to say. Start from somewhere. So people don't care. That was what I mean, come and said the other time that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. When they see how much you care, they will now come back and realize that you even know more to lead them through what they are going through. So that means that care is first thing that comes in. The second one that we need to also show is empathy. When we say empathy, finding a way to put ourselves in somebody else's shoe. Assuming I am in that shoe, how will I react or what will happen? So we need to show that we are aware of what the person is going through. We need to show that we are being sensitive to the experience, to the discussion, to the feeling that that person is going through at that moment. The thoughts going through the mind of that person, we need to show that we care for that. Okay, I put a question here, but I think I've already answered that when I was talking. They said, what will you do if your client start crying during your session? Or if your client says, I am tired of life, what will you do? What will you say? Please sit down, please sit down. When somebody say, I'm tired of life, that is leading to what? It's not thought. So it means at that point in time, the person is at a critical stage. So, and as a counselor, we must be able to come in to salvage the situation for them. The third one is we need to also exhibit active listening. In fact, this is the core, the best and the most important core part of counseling. Active listening. Because during that listening, you need to take non-verbal clues. There are some things that the client will not say, but you will deduce from the way, the reactions. You need to also listen to understand. You know, there is difference between talking and communicating. So as a counselor, when you are listening, the attentiveness is very, very important. Nothing must distract us. In fact, when you have a client in your front, you should know that your phones should be somewhere, either silence or you make sure that the phone did not disturb that session that you are going through. That is trying to give the person a feel that you are there for them. Nothing will distract us. And importantly, those things they are going to be saying, as human being within us, we will be tempted to judge. We will be tempted to judge, but we should never do that. We should never judge our clients. And also, we should find a way. We should find a way to slow down when we realize that we are not really getting what is going on. We try to paraphrase. Are you saying that? Did you mean that? Is this what you are telling me? Trying to find out the core part of the discussion, because that will make us to be able to lead them through the decision that will help them to solve the situation. So as counselors, it is very important that we hold on to active listening in our encounter. There's something we call unconditional positive regard. This is the fourth core of our counseling tips, skills that we must show. Caring without condition. Caring without condition. Showing a genuine respect for the client. As a common that say the best respect that your fellow person is what? You keep silence when he or she is talking. Allow the person to vent everything. And as the person is venting it, you keep taking note of what you think they are genuine things for what he or she is saying, so that you'll be able to have a record of the discussion and how one can use to make informed decision, help them to guide them to have a informed decision. Not minding previous reports or past experiences, we need to be able to accept that person for who he or she is. That was what the first imam, first leader, that person was looking forward to. The imam did not accept him for who he was at that time. The imam judged immediately and used that to create a problem even for himself, because he became the other person. And also, we need to address the behavior, not to condemn the individual. So unconditional positive regard is very important to the counseling skills. And this one is talking about confidentiality. Like we said, that listening skills, attentive listening is very important. Confidentiality also is very important. That is the intimacy, willingness to confide in you. It is when they feel secure, when they feel safe, that they will be able to know that they can open up. If somebody realizes that he does not feel secure, does not feel safe, then the person will not open up. Somebody was referring to a woman that was talking about the husband, and immediately he mentioned that thing. The counselor shouted, "Ha! I'm just playing, and change the topic," because he realized at that moment she did not feel secure releasing that secret. We need to have all information being disclosed to us to be very confidential and not to be released out. Confidentiality may be only broken if we realize that suicidal risk exists, and that is to help to salvage the person's life. But every time we keep to the confidentiality of whatever we have. And this one is saying that we should never play a hero, that we must be able to solve everything. There are different areas in counseling. Some people are into premarital only. Some people are into substance abuse to solve it. And some people are into violence, marital violence, how to help them to solve. So if you don't know the solution to the one that is being brought to you, just do the first aid aspects and find a way to refer. You should know the point to refer, because when you keep digging up what you don't have experience or skills about, you might end up causing a bigger problem. So as counselors, we need to know the very points for which we need to refer. For example, we need to refer when psychosis exists. What is psychosis? Somebody that does not know the difference between reality and non-reality. We need to see that all the time. When we are going, somebody will just be talking along the road, talking. You're like, who is this one person? Who is this person talking to? In different realm entirely, out of this world. So when we realize that thing is what is going on, and we are not a specialist in that area, we need to find a way to refer. When severe depression exists, depression has skills how to resolve it. If our only skill that we know and we are very familiar with is this premarital counseling, when they come and you have done the first part, the first aid you have given, then you need to find a way to refer. We have it in Nasfat. Alaji Said has his own specialization that he specializes in substance addiction, domestic violence, suicidal risk. All these are points at which we must find a way to refer. Very, very important. I said we have some counseling ethics. We should never judge. We've talked about that. We should never judge, no matter how big the decision that is being brought to us is. And as a counselor, most usually female counselors, and we are having female clients too. When it comes to marital instability, we are tempted to always agree because of pre-assumed or pre-experience of some of us too. So we should find a way to balance. And when we were giving markets today, Alhaji Ibrahim was able to tell us that out of people that displaced yesterday in the role, we have some people that were very good in that area when we were doing the role play yesterday, which is very, very important. We should never mock. We should never exploit the situation. And we should never develop inappropriate relationship. Many Islamic leaders have gone wrong in this area. Somebody brought a marital issues for us, and we end up destroying everything in totality. But we should always respect our clients. We listen to them. We let them express themselves. We protect our clients. Protection is important, and then we refer when necessary. Let's look at this diagram, this picture that I put here. We have that duck want to feed on the toad, and the toad decide to say, "You can, you know, you will never take me inside," and hold the throat. And the dog said, "No, me too, I will close the mouth." The toad are struggling with it. We see that it is a burden to the toad, or frog rather, and it's a story that the dog will live to tell. He eventually was able to eat that frog. So the mindset of counselors is very important. Every person is carrying a burden. Every individual that comes to us in our office is carrying a burden, a certain burden. And when you give them a helping shoulder, it can lead to the solution to whatever is coming up. And every behavior has a story. And that's why we said we should never judge. There is always a story to every behavior. It is not for us to judge the behavior behind the story rather. And every client deserves this dignity. Every session we hold is a trust. As counselors, as imams, as counselors, as leaders. That's why every session we do is very important that we hold it to our hearts. We are going to be accountable to Allah. So that's why we do it diligently. When you are not in the right mood, don't attend to clients. When some of us are also human beings and we are passing through certain things in our life too, and we have a client that wants to, don't attend to the client at that moment, because you might transfer aggression, you might transfer some issues. And when we know that we are going to be accountable to Allah, what will we say? Have we saved that life, or have destroyed that life? So all these skills are important that we hold them to heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. I believe the percentage of our evaluation based on our what we have been getting from the facilitator is getting to at least 50% now. We want to thank our brother Shakrulai for that wonderful presentation. I believe as we have all seen the modality and the way each counselor presented their session. Yes, it's a presentation, but the key and the technique that we'll be applying during our session with the clients, I hope we are noticing them. By the time we have our role play, these are the things that we'll be able to implement and we achieve.
I can confidently claim it's our pride. At a time like this, he was a trainer. Everyone was a trainee, but now he's what? He's a trainer, and you can see he's doing wonderfully well. The essence of the training is what? Whatever you are learning is an hands-on. I've just said yesterday that counseling is a learnable skills. Meaning all of us can become counselors if we so wished. And that is our prayer, that all of us become not only a counselor, but an efficient and effective one. Even excellent counselors, but not more abundantly. There will not be time for question presently. We are going to go to another very technical aspect of this training. Introduction to counseling psychology. Inshallah, after this, we will take some questions before we go back to our role play. Out of 56 participants or thereabout, only 13 have started the role play. And the practical session is into two. We have role play, we have case studies. We want to bring it to you, the experiences that you might see on your respective clinic. But to look at something that is equally very key now. Counseling psychology. I introduced Imam Said as a counseling psychologist. Without understanding counseling psychology, you might not even be a comfortable counselor at all. There are a lot of things that happens that people will not say in your class. Let me give you some demonstration. I just enter your office, or you are my colleague. You just say, I like the show, see? Wallahi, nothing. After a few minutes, I like any problem. Wallahi, no problem. Is it sincerely? Wallahi, no problem. Or you are talking to me, Assalamu alaikum, and I'm looking at you, Assalamu alaikum. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you are here. Shekosi, and I'm still saying Kosi. This is what we want to learn under this counseling psychology. You want to learn about woman. You want to learn about human being. When somebody is saying yes, this training is going to make you to know, is it really yes? If I'm saying no, is it really no? So the owner of FKJ, okay, 109 kh ẹjẹ tó bá ní kọ́ńkọ́kọ́rọ́ wá kálọ̀rì páàkì ó wà lójú ọ̀nà kálódà kéèyàn máa kúrò rẹ̀ bá náà ti fẹ́ tú táyẹ̀ ìyẹn máa ń káwọn èèyàn lára. Thank you, sir. So, introduction to counseling psychology, principles of counseling. I'm going to rush through that piece because almost every facilitator have been discussing it. Approaches and what? And goals. So these are things that we're going to look at. I want us to look at this opening reflection. I want us to think about this. People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. Let me reiterate. People are not disturbed by things, but by what? But by the view they take of them. I don't give you solid answer. No, I need a volunteer to die now. Yes, to die. I need a volunteer to die because my grandparents are there. Maybe I can send something to them. Sorry, that is on the lighter mood. That is not the problem. But what is your what? How do you feel dealt. As Muslims, we like, we don't like it, we are going to die one day. But if we die, where are we going? Hell or paradise? Do you understand now? That is why this quotation is saying people are not disturbed by things, but by what? By the few they take of them. Epicetus. No? Okay, sorry. Now, what is counseling? I want to use this as a precursor to counseling psychology. Counseling is the art of listening to the heart. I want to return that part. Counseling is what? The art of listening to the heart. Seeing the what? The unseen. And healing the unspoken wounds of the human soul. This statement captures the essence of counseling psychology. So, and that if it dedicated to understanding human behavior, but also to working with what? With individuals through the values of their struggles and the mountains of their hopes. Now, they have given us a lot of definition of counseling. This is by the ACA, American Counseling Association 2014. It has been updated, but I've not been able to update this one. Counseling is a professional relationship. That is, it is not for everybody. It's a what? A professional relationship. Yesterday we are told it's a structured relationship. And that empowers diverse individuals, all kinds of people, families and groups to accomplish what? Mental health, wellness, education and what? Career goals. According to Carruthers, counseling is a series of direct contacts with the individual with one intention, aiming to what? To help themselves solve their problem. It can be in changing their attitude or what? Or their behavior. So, okay. Now, what is psychology? What is psychology? Leave counseling now. What is psychology? Before we now come to counseling psychology again, it's a scientific study of what? Human behavior and mental process. If I am laughing, what's going to be your assumption? You just met me. Alhamdulillah. What's going to be your assumption? That I'm happy. Happy? That one is what? Thank you. But I'm crying. This Nigeria said, I will go and kill myself. I don't even know what to do again. Did they have to tell you that I'm sad? No. How do you know that? That is simple psychology. If somebody is laughing or smiling, something that he wants or he likes or she wants has happened to him. If it is the other way around, something that he doesn't want, we are not going to be happy seeing somebody that his son or his daughter has died laughing. And if he's laughing or she's laughing, we know what I'm going to fed me. What is now counseling psychology? It's a branch of psychology concerned with what? Promoting emotional, social, vocational, educational, and developmental adjustment throughout what? Throughout the lifespan. It focuses on what? On about 5 or 6 things. Normal development, going normally. Prevention, that something bad will not happen to me. Wellness, the strength-based interventions, and the last one is what? Human potential. I love asking people to reflect. Look at another one now. Counseling is not about fixing broken people. It is about helping people rediscover their strengths. Like my personal story yesterday. Now, historical development. The early foundation is about psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud. He believes whatever happens to me today, it is because of what happened yesterday. Let me reiterate that whatever happens to me today, it is because of what has happened to me yesterday, or what I have done or did yesterday. Yorùbá will say, ọmọ burúkú ló máa ń ṣe kí ni o, ló máa ń di àgbà burúkú. It is a bad child that grow up to become a what? A bad adult. Then when we are talking about love, Some women, they are so clinging. It is because of what they have been doing when they are young. Attachment theory. We call them daddy's pet, abi? Or baby, or mommy's boy. A man that will not be able to say, Mommy, mo fẹ́ ra báàgì fún ìyàwó mi. Is it good? Is it going to help the relationship? No, Alaja, you cannot talk. Let mom and mommy decide. You understand now? This particular training is going to help us to understand why is it like that. It is what is there. Then consciously or unconsciously, there's some, or let me say subconsciously, there's some things in me that will make me to look or behave the way I am behaving. Anyone that believes men are bad, automatically is she going to enjoy marriage? No. Or any man that believes all women are what? Devil. Are they going to enjoy marriage? No. Because they have gotten it wrong right from the what? From the mindset. So that is psychoanalysis. Importance of unconscious processes. What are you processing subconsciously? Then Karogas, this one believe in person-centered approach. He believe innately all of us are good person. If something now make me to be bad, something is wrong. It is not me. It is that something that we should work on. If I told you, well, I don't even talk about, don't talk to me about wife. I'm not going to marry. Karogas is saying I'm not bad. You should interrogate, you should investigate, you look at what is making me hating marriage. Maybe during your question and answer, you now understand. It is my daddy, it is my mommy that killed my daddy. You understand now? If I said I'm not going to marry, what am I running away from? I don't want my own wife to kill me too. Then it is person-centered. Then it belongs traditional positive regard that we are all good human beings, no matter your action, no matter what you are doing. They have Maslow now, humanistic psychology. He believes in self-actualization. All of us we have been hearing about Maslow hierarchy of need. Abi, what is the greatest thing of everybody? Everybody wants to feel important. And if you want to enjoy anybody, I used to say in my counseling class, my marriage school, any woman that wants to enjoy our husband, let me give you our mumu body, respect. Just 6 letter words, respect. No, 7. If you make me feel important, that is my mumu button too. But if you disrespect me, there's no way I can like you. Look at it in Yoruba. If I'm using air for you, what's going to be the retaliation? You are going to use air back for me. But somehow, what's going to be your reply? But you are not one now, friendly match. Oh yes. So then Albert Ellis, this one believe in rational emotive behavior therapy. They are on back cognitive therapy. We are going to look at this later. But I want us to look at what Karogas has said. The curious paradox, that is the curious opposite, is that when I accept myself just I am, then I can change. This is talking about emotional awareness. Some of us don't even know who we are. Like I have a problem. If I am hungry, I can be grushy. So if you want me to be grushy, don't make me hungry. Like I used to tell my wives, I didn't take drugs. I'm not humanizing. So food, I'm not smoking cigarettes. I didn't drink beer. Then don't play with my food. And they know me, if the food is not good enough, I will not complain, I will not eat. That is the sooner. But you will see it in my eyes. Yes. But how many of us know ourselves that much? So if my wife now want to get something from me, I'm just coming. I like her being primary. Is that the time she asked me for school fees? And she will get a good answer. Or I like to motivate her. Is that the right time? No. What is going to come first? Food. After food, I can now hear everything that you want to say. That is self-awareness. He said, So, the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, that is me. I can what? I can now change, or I can change. Now, what is the philosophy of counseling psychology? What is the philosophy? What is the principles? What are the fundamentals of counseling psychology? Or what are the boardmarks of counseling psychology? The first one is what? Psychology believes that people are what? They are valuable. Everybody is what? Is useful. Two, we are capable of growth. We can develop. We can make it. From despair, we can move to hope. From brokenness, we can become rich. From useless, we can become what? Useful. Then we are what? Able to make choices. I can decide on my own. Do I have to marry a short woman or a what? A tall woman? A yellow or dark? A Jebu or Oyo? Ekiti or Akoko? I have what? Able to make choices. That I am worthy of dignity and what? And respect. So, these are what are available. Then what are the goals of counseling? There are a lot of goals. The first one is what? Facilitate behavior change. You want me to change? I am a sharp-tongued woman. You know, as a counselor, the problem I have in my marriage is because I can say anything. No, the Bible will say you can abuse a dead man and they will raise up. You know, some people, they are so bad. Mama, how much is tomato? 50 naira. Can I take it for 1,000 naira? Only come and carry it. You don't you see his leg, that of duck. Oh, the bush doesn't let me to pepper here. So, one of our goals is to facilitate behavior change. Then, improve relationship. If you teach me communication skill as a wife or as a man, I will understand. Then there is this mindset. People believe that women loves lies. We don't believe it. Is that true? It is not 100% correct. But an average woman believes all that glitters is what? Is good. But not all that glitters is good. So, we can have a good relationship. Then enhance decision making. That if you go this way, you are going to 2 years to get to Yanopaja. If you take this road, you are going to use just 2 hours. Then you are what? You are going to what? Don't forget, I believe you can make decision on your own. But for you to weigh the pros and the cons, you will not decide which one you want to follow. They promote mental health. Promote some people are depression, or something that is even giving me problem. So I will not think if I not say is a lot of without question, without moralizing. Just word. The pros and the cons. That if I don't do this, I'm going to have more savings. If I do this, I'm going to have better savings. Now, okay. So then the next one is holistic. It addresses every aspect of our being: emotional, social, spiritual, and vocational dimension. The physically multicultural. It passes across all cultures. As counselors, our roles. The first one is what? Facilitators. Facilitators from the word facilitate. Facilitation. When you are facilitating, you are making things easier. So the larger anger, please. I need your help. I'm sorry for guilty conscience. This is the sixth action that I'm doing for my eldest daughter, and I'm the one who implemented her. Let's say, will not be what? Will not be judgmental. Because people always say, not like oh, what contest, and you cannot share this. Because don't forget, that also makes us understand. All of us want to look good. woman, what a woman like you cannot give her. She's still, it is something that led to that, and that's what as counselor. Patience. From yesterday, some people are able to get of things. All of us are just listening, but you must be able to keep your mouth shut. I must not mention what I had. And if you are going to say it, if it happens 10 years ago, say 30 years ago, if it happens in Lagos, say it happens in Sokoto, so even the person inside your day relate to you, know, they are not talking about you. You refrain it. Nasfat can share the chairman, ìyàwó sọ́nà ní chairman kó sì bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ tó báyìí. No. Confidentiality. The self-awareness. You must know your strengths and what and limitation. It is not every case you will be able to treat clients. The fidelity. You must be able to maintain trust. Confidentiality. Protect privacy. These are the major approaches in psychology. I'm going to slow down here now because it's very important to do that. Psychoanalytic approach. We say to focus on conscious conflicts. Even in ourselves, we have aside interpersonal conflict with another person, we have interconflicts. Let me give an example. Our mothers, this would have happened to this woman. I'm very for this. Which people should I wear? Is it this one or this one? Interpersonal conflicts. Making a decision. Should I go about? These are interpersonal conflicts too. Also, that it can be better for you. If you take this part, it's better for you. So, then let me go to the last one. Existential therapy. This one, meaning freedom and responsibility as a person. If you are still living, you want to believe you should be happy. We just make an example here. Anytime that we wake up from bed, we should be able to work, to be happy. Because some people slept to be upset, but today we are planning the answer. But me, I wake up normally and I'm still living. I am the solution rather than the problem. Now, we have to be able to relate to the boundaries as professionals. There must be said we have two problems in custody. As far as aggression or what affection. You know, a woman is a guy and when the handshake is going beyond the elbow, you must be very careful. So Alaji, I have to refer you to when the man side is a man like you. I have to refer you to like that, a woman like you. Question. In this part of the woman does have at just for just 2 weeks. Okay, that is too long. 14 days is too much. 1 week. Okay. Out of 56 and the richness of Islam is like story I told us yesterday. I actually want to thank himself to save our time. I just discussed all this. Now, I'm going to leave the conclusion to all of us. But I'm interested in what Mahatma Gandhi has said. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.